Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'll be reviewing Geelong and Fremantle. This one's at Optus, and Freo too good in the end, winning by 29 points, and that takes our tally to 5-5 on the table, I believe. Yeah, no good from the Cats' perspective. We were again sort of had our chances early in the game, and I mean we kicked 3-4, but then the couple either went out on the full, didn't make the distance. I had that same look about it and feel about it as it did against the Tigers last week. Yeah, a pretty disappointing display, really. I mean, more so from the effort and the pressure at times. Like one thing you can sort of control is the effort and the pressure you apply, even when you don't have your best cattle available. I didn't really feel like we had that at times, and it was very much just a rinse and repeat performance from last week. So well, I mean, we led at quarter time quite miraculously. I think a 50-man penalty might have helped a little bit there. But as the game sort of wore on, Dockers just had way too much time and space to have it on their terms. And I mean, we obviously know that there's a few challenges on the personnel side of things with the Cats. Midfield, basically everywhere, there's personnel issues. So, I mean, I thought going into the game, it'd be a 50-50 coin toss with Dangerfield and Guthrie both at their best. And they weren't out there. And, I'll more talk about who is out there as opposed to who's not. But clearly it's not our best sort of side, and when you are sort of down and out for the count on personnel, you kind of just have to hang on and try and scrape some wins here and there whilst it's whilst the cavalry arrives. So I mean we're inefficient up forward again. Didn't really use the ball that well going inside 50. Our tackling pressure and our ability to close Fremantle down was lacking. not good to see. They were just walking it out of stoppage and basically walking it inside 50 as well. Red carpet sort of stuff at times, really, with how they sort of moved it. And to Fremantle's credit, like again, I'm here to talk about Geelong, not so much Fremantle or the opposition at all. But credit to their pressure, credit to their ball movement, which is brave. But again, like anyone can play well against a side that's not turning up. It just happened to be Fremantle today, and it was Richmond last week. Two very similar sort of circumstances, and there's a common denominator there, and it's Geelong, and it's the lack of lack of pressure, lack of hunt, basically. A lot of younger guys out there, but it's just frustrating. It's frustrating because I know we're better than this. I'm sure the team believes that as well. But we were able to sort of get some momentum in that third term. Ultimately, even though we were able to get some scoreboard pressure on the board, we weren't able to stop it once it went the other way. And I mean, probably our weakest midfield for a very long time in there, really. When you got Parfitt, Atkins, Bruin, and Blitzarves, Holmes. So definitely a younger brigade, and without sort of that Dangerfield and Guthrie sort of combination, we're already pretty thin in the midfield anyway. And then take those two guys out makes it tougher. And we saw Sarong, Brayshaw, and O'Meara have a field day, and they were almost destined to, really, with how it all panned out. But we weren't able to find time and space. We weren't able to move the ball effectively. There was lots of long kicks down the line. And that speaks to me, and it's happened multiple weeks in a row, it speaks to me of a lack of work rate and a lack of run or desire to run and carry. So, there's goals last quarter was pretty disappointing when we were in it at three-quarter time. Had some chances. Umpire put the whistle away lately, especially with that holding the ball, but to try and sneak us back in. But, we made our bed, really. I think early in the game we should have probably been 3 or 4 goals up by 2 at quarter time, and we didn't take our chances. We had some really good looks early on, and it's very much like the 2019 game, I think, against Fremantle. Might have been a similar margin as well. Don't know where it leaves us. I mean, there's Yeah, there's been a common theme with when we don't have control of the ball, our ability to stop it, just disrupting the opposition, just hasn't been as common. Yeah, across the board. So when it does go inside 50 for an opposition, it just looks, leaking like a sieve a bit. There hasn't been a lot of continuity, which is not a completely excuse, but potentially an underlying factor. Yeah, no, it's just frustrating. 5-5 was a big game. We sort of had to go in and win it, and we didn't. But yeah, it was tough. We just could not get our hands on the ball, as we can see here. That was a bit of a preview of sort of how the game panned out. But yeah, almost 100 more possessions of the ball. We just got absolutely demolished on the outside. We couldn't close down their run. We didn't work hard enough. That's why we couldn't close down the run. If you don't come in playing 100 and 110% every week, you're gonna get beaten. Less than 100 handballs. I don't think I've ever seen that, to be honest, considering most games at 350 disposals plus. We won the inside 50 count. Disposal efficiency, Freo had high efficiency because they chip it sideways and hit targets, and our pressure was lacking, as I mentioned. They were ultra efficient going inside 50, but yeah, we just leaked like a sieve down there, and the ball, the way it was coming in, I reckon Matthew Pavlich could have kicked 10, to be honest, if he was still playing. He was enjoying it, I'm sure, in the commentary box or on the boundary line. Hit outs, we got smashed by Darcy and Jackson. Clearances, Dockers overwhelmed us in the end. I think we were going okay early, but then that sort of whittled away. Contested ball, Dockers, got the job done there, and on the outside, this is where the game was won and lost. They just had so much freedom with the ball, and lack of pressure, as I mentioned. Weren't able to get our marking game. Lots of long kicks in the line. Dockers got theirs going. Contested marks we seem to do a good job at most weeks, but that's more of an inability to separate. In my opinion, lots of marks inside 50 for the Dockers conceded. We're up for about a quarter of the game, and for the rest of it, pretty ordinary. In this bit, I'm just really disappointed. And the Dockers had 100 more disposals, and they had 6 more tackles. So I mean, it's a work rate and a mindset thing today. It's not about who's out there and who's on the sidelines. Some 1%ers in there, but ultimately pretty disappointing. The votes were tough, but I've gone 3 votes for Tom Hawkins. He kicked the 3 goals, 12 disposals, 4 marks, got some clearances going there as well, and a couple of goal assists. I thought he was the reason we were staying in the game. Played for most of the match. And kicked some crucial goals for us. Set up a couple more, so he set up almost half our goals. Therefore, I think it's pretty influential, if you ask me. 2 votes was tough, but I went with Isaac Smith. He kicked a couple again, sort of was the reason we were in the game early on. Kicked a couple, had the 18, kept moving it for the Cats, and played an alright game. Bruin, I'll get the 1 vote, so he had the 19, and crazily enough, no one had more than 19 disposals. Don't think I've ever seen that, so we just could not get our hands on the ball. Bruin got 19, kicked a goal, 7 tackles, 4 clearances, played a good chunk of the game. I thought he tried pretty hard. Was in and under. Blitzarves, kicked a goal, 1 goal, 18, 15 hitouts. Got several clearances in there. He was okay. I mean, sometimes when he has the time to handball, it always gets smothered or he gets pinged. So he's got to be better on that front. But he was okay. Definitely wasn't our worst. Tom Stewart, probably one of our, statistically not our worst player, but just the general feel and undisciplinary actions. He had the 17, 5 marks, 3 tackles, but it was clearly off his best. Segler was, looked about 55 years old today. He was, he's taking the cleaners. Ended up with a 12, got some clearances in, a few marks, a few tackles. But Jackson and Darcy just had a ball out there. Henry, in his return game, I thought was okay. He was a bit rusty early, but came good and kicked a couple of goals, which is handy for us. 10 touches, 5 marks, 3 tackles. So, I thought he was okay after looking a little bit proppy early. Don't know what's happened to Jez. He's been out of action. 1 goal for the last 2 weeks, 4 behinds today, and 1 hit the post. So, I mean, he usually just takes his chances and doesn't miss many. So, yeah, one of those days where he just didn't kick straight. 4 points, 10 touches, 5 marks, 4 tackles. And he got a goal assist in there. But, yeah, he just wasn't quite himself. Wasn't able to get really into the game and wasn't able to hit the scoreboard. So, yeah, don't know if it's kudos to Fremantle or Jez has had some unbelievable form at the start of the year and it's waning a little bit. I thought Radical's game was good. He had 13, 5 marks. Yeah, he's been a bit of a rock down back for us without Taconing. Guthrie was, yeah, I mean, I think he was okay. 12 disposals, 6 marks. But yeah, it felt like their smalls got on top of us a bit. Walters played well. Yeah, I don't know who he was on. It was a frustrating game. Tui was, yeah, again, he was okay. He was the leading disposal winner for us. Plenty of metres gained. Did okay in some one-on-one contests. Again, yeah, still not quite his absolute best, but yeah, again, far from our worst today. And he always has a crack in the contest. Nevitt, he had the 13, kicked a point from the top of the goal square, which was very frustrating. Took 3 marks, couple of tackles, got a clearance. He's definitely not the best kick of all time. He is a good overhead mark. That's definitely, he's got that going for him. So hopefully he can get his kicking sorted out. But yeah, he was okay. Atkins tried super hard. I thought he would have been in our top 5. He had the 12 disposals. Again, not a lot of it. 9 tackles, which I was impressed with, and 3 clearances. He would have been tackled about 15 times and not gotten rid of it, but that's how it goes. Parfitt was quiet, but it was better than last week against the Tigers. Not by a lot, though. But yeah, he had the 12 and 7 tackles. Lots of tackling from us. A few clearances, but again, not enough. Got a goal assist in there. Stengel was solid back in his return game. Didn't get heavily involved, but he kicked a couple of snags, which is good. 11 touches, 2 marks, some clearances in there as well as a goal assist. Collar was all right. He was definitely under the pump, as were a lot of the back line, and didn't use the ball super well. 5 marks in there for Collar. Holmes, pretty quiet, to be honest. I don't know if he was on the wing or what was going on, but yeah, he only ended up with 13. He got 5 clearances, 4 tackles, but yeah, just need to get more of the ball there, I think. I mean, he usually gets probably 17 to 20 a game anyway, and it's just a slightly off game. Just hurts a bit more when everyone else is a bit off. I thought O'Connor battled hard early. He ended up with 11 next to his name, 4 marks. He was decent in the air. Myers was super quiet, but again, we weren't able to. Myers is as good as the midfield is, and if the midfield feed it out to each other and bring him, like that's when he gets involved. But again, yeah, he had the goal assists, but didn't get a stack of the ball. Close was relatively quiet, coming back from suspension. Just the 9 touches there, a couple of clearances, couple of tackles. Yeah, again, he's played better games, but he's, again, in the same sort of mould as Myers. He'll be as good as the ball that gets fed to him, and didn't get fed to them very well today. Hughes ended up with 9. Yeah, I mean, I think their small forwards did a number on us, and yeah, like, he was all right, but nothing too crazy. Simpson, yeah, pretty quiet. He got subbed out, 6 touches. Some tackles, got a clearance in there as well. Yeah, not too sure on his speed, and we probably are lacking him to speed at the moment. Dempsey wasn't on for much. We subbed him in pretty late in the game, ended up with 3. Needs some forward pressure. Ollie, we've got Freo on the ropes, 10 points to margin, and just letting Luke Ryan run straight past you. You got to wrap him up. You're fresh on the ground. You got to make them pay. There's some feedback from me. So that's review of the game, the stats from the team perspective as well as the players. Can't recall a game where we just did not even get 20 disposals plus. So yeah, struggling big time from the ball winner perspective, and that's where Dangerfield and Guthrie out hurts a lot, especially when midfield's already pretty light, even with those 2 guys in. So yeah, definitely one of the leaner midfield lineups. All right, what do we got next? I think we got GWS next. GWS, this one will be at home for Geelong. I suspect we'll win. Gee whiz, another 4:35 game. The worst time to have a game of football. And for some reason, we pick it every time. But yeah, I suspect we'll win. I don't think we'll win super well. It might be like a sluggish sort of 4-5 goal win. Yeah, it's hard to know really. We're not really playing our best footy at the moment. Kind of going back to square one, really. Back to sort of, week 1 to 3 stuff. But yeah, I mean, if we lose to the Giants, then I think, it's all over. But not season over just yet. It's not absolute panic stations just yet. It's just really frustrating at the moment. Not quite getting the job done. Just not being ultra competitive and having that desire just to shut the opposition down and hunt. I can stand losing, assuming we've given 100% effort and endeavour. But I didn't see that today, and that was it was disappointing in terms of it was between the ears. Our inability to sort of hunt after them. I mean, you just have to look at these two numbers right here on the stats. Plus 106 to the Dockers by disposal, and then they out-tackled us as well. So they worked incredibly hard and probably, some of their best pressure in quite some time. It's funny what it takes. It takes a couple of easy kills to get some confidence back. Cats can't buy it from the shop at the moment, but hopefully get back on track against the Giants next week. And we'll see how we go. So it's not all doom and gloom. It is frustrating losing at any given time. Don't lose back-to-back too often. I've done it twice this year and hardly ever do it. So, look, the comp's getting more even. It's getting tougher. We're sort of down and out a little bit on personnel and just our identity and our system. So, just got to hang on tight and try and bank enough wins to make the 8. That's the first and foremost, rather than thinking about top 4. But it's a marathon, but it always hurts in the moment when you don't bring home the result. So that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the review. My saltiness hopefully never ceases to amaze anyone. And don't forget to give it a like, subscribe away for more content. I appreciate you guys that tune in, and go Cats. Go Cats. Hopefully we can muster up a better performance against the Giants next week. 1 week at a time, mate. All right, that's all from me. Thanks, crew. I'll see you in the next video.